Hello friends, this is Sharmi with the Amateur Gardener. Yesterday we spent some time doing some um, watering arrangements for our veggies. We'll be leaving for a long awaited vacation towards the end of May, early June. And so I want to make sure that the watering schedule is exactly right for the needs of my veggies. So yesterday we spent a lot of time kind of trying to run all the schedules, make sure that all the plants are getting water according to what their needs, and there is no leak. And we discovered a few leaks. We repaired some of those. Some of them are still to be repaired, so we'll be hand watering until then. But we did set up drip on our birdies beds, so some of the metal beds that we have towards the back of our pool, we did set up drip for that. So I wanted to show you what was done and take you through part of it. These beds were actually bought from Epic Gardening, and it's called Birdie's Beds. They are similar to some of the Vigo beds that you may have seen. So, and I've used it in the past and it's worked really well for me. I have some that have been here for 4 years and not a sign of rust. They are trouble free. And these are like once and you set up and forget kind of beds, but you do have to replenish the soil. It's a raised bed like any other raised bed, but it's just that the bed itself doesn't decay. But we do prefer the cedar beds that we have in our main garden area, just because it's cedar, it's untreated cedar, and it's 4x4 cedar, so you can sit and garden, which is good for us. And I'm not getting any younger, and so is my husband, so we realized that, and having something that you can sit and reach out to and harvest, or clean up weeds, or do stuff is really handy. Or you can actually stand up and do stuff and you don't have to bend over as much. The birdies beds are actually like 17 inches high. They are not the tall birdies beds, which are like I think 30 some inches high, but this is good enough for us. And so, but anyways, I wanted to show you how we did the drip, and what we do to set it up. Okay, so let me take you along. This is my bed of bell peppers. Let me show you, give a close up here. There are some bell peppers already, and then there are more here. The others all have buds. This one is a little bit on the taller varieties. And this is my bed of peppers. I have different kinds. I think these are banana peppers. Let me show you some there already. Some have fruit on them already. Some more. I typically only plant things that I can tolerate. I like flavor, but I don't like way too spicy food. But these are definitely spicy for the average American taste. And this is my tomato, the main tomato bed. Actually, I cannot got main now. I have so many tomato beds. It's hard. But these are all determinate tomatoes, so they look very lush. I defoliated the bottom three nodes and actually took out all of the suckers from them as far as I could. I think I may have to come back and look at it again, but most of the suckers are out now. These are determinate tomatoes, so they are going to grow to a certain height and then start producing. Let me see. The suckers, some of them, incidentally, I actually planted them. I put a little bit of rooting hormone and planted them in ground, and all of them took. I did 12 of the suckers that looked the healthiest, and all of them took. Here are my two potato beds, and let me show you a difference. So this is an unintended experiment that actually has good results, and this is just one sampling, so take it for whatever it's worth. So this bed that you see, that has potatoes, but these are potatoes that I got from my regular grocery store. based on what I've been told and what I've read, is that grocery potatoes are actually given something that hinders their growth because they want to extend their shelf life. And this is so evident. So these ones already had been sprouting, so I decided to, okay, let's me try to plant them. I have a bed. So we planted them here, and we planted them sometime in early March. And you can see there, a lot of them have sprouted, and I'm sure we'll get some potatoes. But look at this one. This were actually from seed potatoes that I got, I believe, from either Johnny Seeds or someplace. I have to look it up. These are all German butterball, and look at the difference. And incidentally, these were planted 3 weeks after these. So if you tell me, okay, these are a little bit farther ahead in their growth, and these were like kind of, it's doing some catch up, these were planted earlier. So you can now, from next year, I'm probably going to do all seed potatoes. Okay, and so this is the bed that I planted my suckers from my tomato plants. So this is what I did. I had about 12 suckers that I planted, and all of them took. And then I went ahead and planted them uh, about 10 days after I had cut them. They will be giving a better start to my tomato crop, because these are not little seedlings that are just taking root. These came out with wonderful roots. And this bed had potatoes. We harvested most of the potatoes. Just left a couple of plants here. They were looking okay, so I left them here. In addition to this grow bag. This grow bag has been sitting here with the potatoes since I think last October or something. So we'll see. It suffered some damage over the winter, but then it again popped back up. I think I had few grow bags, and this one made it. So we said, okay, since it's made it through the winter, let's just keep it. So these are all the suckers. Now, what I wanted to show you was the drip irrigation system that we set up. So if you see, this is a regular drip irrigation in one of my shade gardens, and I think I have another video on this shade garden setup as well. But that is where we put a T connector, and the shade garden is watered by this half-inch tubing. This one has emitters at every 12-inch. So then that is typically the one we use. I plant very thickly, so I use the 12-inch emitters instead of, I think, the normally they are available in 18-inch or 2 feet. That is okay for shrub and tree gardens, but I have a lot of perennials, a lot of annuals, so which is why I use the 12-inch emitters. So there's one there, and there's another one here. Anyway, so that is the T connector, and then I connect it to this poly tubing. This tubing has no emitters, and I don't need water here. This is going just through a walkway. And this is a valve. So this valve will, if I close it off, right now it's turned on. If I close it off, and you can close it off like this is off mode, and this is the on. It will water my vegetable patch. And then I also have individual valves to the beds. So in case I don't have plants in one of the beds, I can turn this valve off. But right now it is turned on. So that comes here. I have another T connection there, down there, and then have another piece of poly come up. And then in between, we added this T connection, which connects two half inches to a quarter inch. And then this is the quarter inch drip tubing we use instead of the half inch that we use for the bigger beds. And then we just zigzag it around the bed, and then we end cap it like this. And this has worked very well for us. You can see the bed is nicely watered, and then I don't have to come back and water it. So this is what we do for our watering, and then that poly goes on to the in the back, and again you have another one, and again another valve, another T connector, which connects to this quarter inch drip tubing, and go. Now we close it off at the top with a zip tie. We have used figure of eights, we have used other end cappers, but I think overall we have realized the zip tie is the best way, because everything else tends to come off with rains, with storms. We are in Houston area. We get a lot of like stormy rains, like one happened on Saturday. So that one has the work best for us. So let me know if you all have any questions about irrigation system setup. This is fairly easy. So as I'm walking through, you can see all the drips that are set up, and it's worked very well for us. It is not hard to do. So we had someone come and set up the initial one, and then we take it from there and we connect it to this polytubing. This one we do it ourselves. Otherwise, it'll be, we have a big, fairly large garden, and it'll be very expensive to have someone come here often and do it. We still have some more catching up to do because we have a lot of beds. A couple of them still have a leak, so they are turned off, but we'll be fixing that before we leave. So if you do like my video, do hit a like and subscribe to my channel if you find it useful, entertaining in any way, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.